Is it just me, or do you also feel almost always distracted by whatever is going on? In the world, on social media, in the news? Why are we constantly on our phones? Do you feel like you're living life on the surface? Meaning, you just can't dive into anything because you're just so busy keeping up with demands from work and family, etc. Are you craving to find peace in your everyday life? In today's episode, I'm sharing with you 5 things that I do in my life that helps me when I'm feeling anxious and overwhelmed. I also do these things to prevent me from having the anxious feelings. Come on in, girlfriend. It's time to find peace of mind to help you with the anxious feelings you've been feeling lately. Hey, girlfriend. Welcome to the Choose Happy with Marie show. Do you want to connect back to yourself and what you really want for your life? Do you find yourself up late at night wishing you could just stop that never-ending cycle of people-pleasing? Do you wake up with plans for the day, but you struggle to follow through to complete them? Hi, I'm Marie. I too felt overwhelmed on the hamster wheel called life. Negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, and unhealthy habits were standing in my way of truly living a happy life. My breakthrough happened when I learned the power of choosing happy. In this podcast, you will find ideas for living a life where you put what you want first. You break free from your mind's focus towards negativity, and you find the peace and stability that will help you live the life that you really want for yourself today. Let's do this. We are choosing happy. Come on in, girlfriend. Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well and are advancing on those goals. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the previous episode number 22. In today's episode, I'm sharing with you 5 things that I do that helps give me peace of mind for living my everyday life. I'm not suggesting that you implement all of them. As we all know, implementing new things can be uncomfortable. Like, where do we find the time in our already busy schedules? Let me reassure you, these things don't take too much time in your day. Start with one idea, give it a try, and see how it positively impacts your day. Before we get into today's training, I want to thank you for your continued support. It lights me up when I get an email from you, or when you comment in the Facebook group, or when you leave a review on your podcast app. I really appreciate it. Thank you. This review is from Mexi EMB30, and she says, comforting and supportive. Marie's soothing voice is so nice to listen to. Such great reminders that we are worthy of happiness. I resonate with her story. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your review. All right, let's dive into today's episode. The dictionary defines peace of mind as follows: a mental state of calmness or tranquility and a freedom from worry and anxiety. Peace of mind is when your buzzing brain comes to a standstill and your mind and your emotions become cool and steady. Wow, can you imagine what that can feel like? Imagine if you could feel it every day. Peace, where you feel at ease within yourself. Day-to-day worries don't ruffle your feathers. And when something negative happens, you're able to cope with the situation. I'm finally in a place in my life where I know what to do to find inner peace. I can't stop the external world from being chaotic and negative, but I can stop it within me so that I can feel peace. And when I'm feeling inner peace, how I go about living my life is so much better. And I wish that for you too. So here are 5 things that I do that helps bring peace of mind to my life, and maybe they are helpful to you too. Before I go into the list, the first thing I do when I am feeling a little overwhelmed and anxious is I focus on my breath. I know you've probably heard this many times, but it's really key. Breathing in and out allows us to be present in the moment, to stop the hamster wheel of thinking of past or future stuff. Just be in the moment. Focusing on the breath helps with that. There are different ways of breathing in and out, but honestly, Just focusing on breathing in, maybe to a count of 3, count of 4, maybe hold for a count of 2, and then breathe out for a count of 3, count of 4. It's just about focusing on the breath and bringing you present. So, number 1, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I like to connect to Mother Earth. I'll touch the ground. I'll touch a tree. I've been known to hug trees, especially palm trees. I walk our family dogs several times a day in a forest area near our house, and I find that really helps. A few years ago, I was feeling very overwhelmed with life. I took a leave of absence from work early in the summer, and we as a family went camping at a nearby campground, actually, called Algonquin Park, one of our family favorites, which is near Toronto, Ontario, here in Canada. I needed to heal, and I had heard of forest bathing. Maybe you've heard of that too. In 1982, the Japanese Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries created the term, and I'm going to try to pronounce it correctly, Shinrin-yoku, which translates to forest bathing or absorbing the forest atmosphere. The practice encourages people to simply spend time in nature, and no actual bathing is required. So that was my plan. I went on a long hike with my family around a beautiful lake. We didn't talk much. We just walked, and it was exactly what I needed to bring peace of mind to myself. If you haven't tried this before, it's about walking quietly within a nature area. And no, you're not on your phone texting pictures to others, although you could do that. You can stop and take the photos. But honestly, it's about being present among the forest. Number 2, going within, connecting with my higher power. Everybody has their own version of what is this higher power, so I will just stick to those words. Turning inwards for me and connecting with my intuition, my gut feeling. You've heard of those words before. That's where I find peace. While I'm in this moment of connecting to my intuition and my higher power, I find inner peace when I say the following prayer. It's called the Serenity Prayer. Maybe you've heard it before. It goes like this. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Interesting, when I looked up this prayer online, because I wanted to make sure I gave you the correct sequence of words, I found an article that referenced this prayer as a prayer that helps with anxiety. And it makes so much sense. It works. At least it works for me. And I also hear this prayer is also very helpful for the continued sobriety of individuals, who are choosing to live an alcohol-free life. You can find this prayer online. Just look up the word Serenity Prayer. I will say it one more time before we move on to point number 3. You ready? God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Point number 3, gratitude. There is something so powerful that happens when you give thanks for the life that you have today. Your view of the world changes. It really does. It changes how you show up in your life. And if you've been following me for a while, you will have seen that I often reference Tony Robbins and things that he says that really resonate with me. I love when he says the following: trade your expectations for appreciation. What if you stopped expecting things from people? And if someone does something, appreciate what that is. Appreciation is a positive emotion whereby expectations can be negative when they don't follow through. Try it today. Imagine living your life with gratitude for everything that is your life already today. Your family, your friends, a roof over your head, food that is on the table. We are blessed with so much. We're just often caught up with getting the next thing that we don't appreciate what we have in our life. Number 4, the 4th thing that I've learned to do to bring peace into my life is forgiveness. This can be really hard depending on the circumstances. I remember reading somewhere that forgiveness is not only about the other person, it's about giving yourself peace. And by forgiving, you're not saying that what happened doesn't matter. What you are saying by forgiving is that it did happen, and you are choosing to move forward from it. It no longer anchors you there. Feeling hurt or angry when someone wrongs us or treats us unfairly is a natural human response. If you're looking for inner peace, you're going to need to figure out what needs to happen for you to let go of that grudge that you're holding on to. Remember, feelings of anger, disappointment, and resentment, they take up so much emotional energy and can contribute to physical and mental health symptoms, such as sleep problems, stomach issues, anxiety, and depression. Number 5, the last thing that I do in my life, I do many things, but these are the core 5 things that I do, is journaling. Another way I find inner peace is by journaling about whatever is on my mind and without judgment. I find that helps to just get it out on paper versus complaining about whatever to my husband. I think he appreciates that I do this every day. There are better, more positive things that I want to talk to my husband about, my kids and my friends, than complaining. Yes, there's a place for complaining, but that's not very productive, and it's certainly not choosing happy. You can use a beautiful journal to do that in, or just a pad of paper. I've done it digitally before, and that can work too, but I've heard that there's something magical that happens when you handwrite your thoughts. Something about hand and brain connection. I hope these tips are helpful to you in helping to bring inner peace to your everyday life. I'd love to hear about what you do that helps to bring inner peace in your life. I'll have a question in the Facebook community this week, so I welcome your comments there. You can also send me an email if you would like, marie@choosehappywithmarie.com. The link is also in the show notes. And if you do, please, in your email, put in the subject line the word peace. P-E-A-C-E, and I'll know to read your email. I get a lot of junk email, so having a focused subject line helps me find your email. As I close this episode, I'll leave you with an inspiring quote. There is no greater wealth in this world than peace of mind. Protect yours. Wishing you a wonderful week. Choosing happy. Cheers!
If this episode inspired you to choose happy today, I invite you to share it with other girlfriends you know. They can access it through their podcast app. I'd also encourage you to leave a review for the show at Apple Podcasts to encourage more girlfriends to start living their lives the Choose Happy way. If you're looking for more, I invite you to come join us in the Choose Happy with Marie Facebook group, where I drop by several times a week with inspiring posts related to the episode. You can find the link in my show's notes. And finally, don't forget that you can purchase your very own Choose Happy affirmation card deck on my website at www.choosehappywithmarie.com. Have a great day, and remember, choose happy.